beautiful night here at Wrigley Field, and Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. After sweeping a doubleheader yesterday, the Cubs host the Milwaukee Brewers Game 3 of a 4-game NL Central matchup. Great to have you with us here on CSN for Cubs baseball. Jim Deshaies and Len Kasper. The starting rotation has largely been great all year, save for a little spell before the All-Star break, but that is in the rearview mirror now.
Yeah, they went through a little bit of a tough patch and then really turned things on at the beginning of the second half. We'll show you the breakdown. July 1st through the 10th, that's leading into the All-Star break. Starters were 1-5. The club 2-8 in that stretch. The starters had an 8.81 ERA since the break. 18-4 for the starters, 22-8 for the team, with a sparkling 2.09 starters ERA.
And Jason Hamill has led the way, 6 starts, all wins, and has not allowed a run in each of his last 3. And the Cubs will hand the ball to Jon Lester, who has gotten very comfortable here at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, boy, everybody in this rotation so much better here at home than on the road. Lester certainly following suit. 11 starts at Wrigley this year, 6-2. With a 2.07 ERA. Opponents hitting just 196 against him. Craig Counsell's team has a lot of speed. They're going to try to turn this game into a track meet.
They do not have Ryan Braun in their lineup tonight. He's dealing with a knee issue. Jimmy Nelson, the right-hander, will start for the Brewers. Yesterday, the Cubs outscored Milwaukee 8-1 in sweeping a double dip. Game 3 is next.
CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the ballpark. A lovely evening for Cubs baseball. A couple of quick news and notes before we get into the starting lineups. Cubs making some roster moves today. They were going to have to make a move no matter what because they had 26 men on the roster for the doubleheader. So 2 guys go to the DL. Chris Coghlan had that collision. He's got a right rib bruise. Joe Smith has a hamstring strain, so they're on the DL. Right-hander Spencer Patton is up from AAA Iowa and is available in the Cubs bullpen tonight. Now the Brewers Southwest starting lineup, they had a rough day at the plate yesterday. 9 for 59 combined in the doubleheader. 1 run, they batted .153. Broxton, Arcia, VR at the top. Again, no Ryan Braun. Hernan Perez did homer in the 9th inning of Game 2 for their only run of the day. Carter, Jeanette, Jake Elmore playing left for Braun. It's Martin Maldonado, the catcher, and the pitcher, Jimmy Nelson, batting ninth.
Cubs defensively brought to you by Arby's. Soler, Fowler, Hayward. The big guys patrol the outfield. Bryant, Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo, third to first. Behind the plate, David Ross. And as you might have guessed, on the mound, our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher, Big John Lester, out there for the 24th time. John 12-4 with a 2.93 earned run average. League batting .222 against him. 2-2 lifetime against the Brewers with a .306 earned run average. 5 starts made against them. 1 this season. That one did not go particularly well. Went 4 innings, allowed 4 hits, 4 runs, walked 5, struck out 7 in that ball game against the Brewers in Milwaukee. That was back on July 24th.
Your 4 umpires headed by the crew chief Jerry Davis. He's behind the plate. Rob Drake is at first, Carlos Torres at second, and Sam Holbrook over at third. It's a half a day for us.
Yeah, we're used to doing 2.
Call 9 tonight, and the Cubs hoping just 8.5. It'll be Lester against Keon Broxton. And away we go. Fastball inside for ball 1. Very calm conditions as we get started.
Yeah, just a mild zephyr out there. It's muggy. Broxton, a speed guy, really been swinging it well here of late.
.81 degrees. West breeze. Cubs media relations chief Peter Chase says at 3 miles an hour.
It's not even enough to influence your choice of clubs.
Inside, 2 balls and a strike. Key for Lester is to limit the base runners, and as you said in the open, the Brewers, when they do get guys on, they're going to try to run tonight, no doubt. That is part of their game as it is. Line shot foul to left.
Yeah, that was part of their success against John in his start in Milwaukee. They were very aggressive, especially early in that ball game on the bases. Able to create some things. Then, surprisingly, they kind of backed off a little bit. And I would think Craig Counsell will be really pushing his guys to run here tonight, especially with no Ryan Braun in the lineup.
Sharply hit on the ground to the shortstop, Russell. Rookie shortstop Orlando Arcia. And that graphic in the open about the Cubs rotation. Their last 15 games, they've combined to go 10-0 with a 163. Low for ball 1. John misses usually. He likes to miss low.
Yeah, more sinkers than 4-seamers. He will elevate on occasion, but not very often. Cutter will go anywhere from 87 to 90 miles per hour. He likes to bury that down and in on the right-handed hitters. Good swings and misses with his curveball.
Bunted, foul. Ball came back up and hit the batter. He was in the box. Well, I'm guessing you got a good night's sleep after a long day at the yard yesterday.
Yeah, slept well. For a nice walk around the city earlier today.
Two and two.
So it might be a little bit of a challenge down at first base here in the early going. David Ross out for an early visit. As he walks out there, he's reviewing his cheat sheet, seeing how they're going to try to put Arcia away here with this 2-2 offering. You see one of the top prospects in all of baseball. Just turned 22 earlier this month.
Foul. So we just talked about the running game against Leicester tonight. 17 successful steals against John. 8 caught. The Brewers started tonight. Jimmy Nelson has allowed the second most stolen bases in the majors, 22. So that could be a factor on the other side as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about Noah Syndergaard? He's given up 40, almost double the rest of the field.
Well, yeah, big, tall, lanky right-hander. Takes him a while to unwind and deliver to the plate.
Lefty on a 2-2. That time he elevated a bit. Picks up his first strikeout.
At 93. Up and off that right shoulder of David Ross.
5th player to be used in the 3rd spot for the Brewers this year. Mostly it's been Ryan Braun. He's not in there, so Jonathan VR, who normally hits 1st or 2nd, will bat 3rd for the first time and swings and misses.
I'm pretty fresh here this evening. Cutter at 90 miles an hour. We've seen the fastball at 94. A little change piece. A dandy.
Speaking of Braun, who left the game last night with the knee injury, he has not gone to the DL, and it's altogether possible he could be in their lineup tomorrow. So they're feeling a lot better about it today than they were yesterday. Calling it a sprain.
That's a big time try. Giving up the body, running into the wall.
A little bit wide, 2-2.
John, last time out, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. That was against the Cardinals.
Division lead is 12 ahead of the 2nd place Cardinals, who won their 4th in a row. 8-2 in Houston. That's foul. But he moved in the bullpen. Spencer Patton, newest member of the group, saying I could have ended up on the DL. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and he's kind of tucked back in the corner there. What did that hit?
Oh no. The Northwestern guy's the craziest of all of them. Chad Noble, the bullpen catcher. We think that this ball actually hit Travis Wood as John Lester goes 1, 2, 3 in the first. Oh my goodness. Cubs coming up. Leadoff Man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Dexter Fowler gets a hit in his first plate appearance, Binny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Cubs Southwest starting lineup back to a season high 32 over 575 and 43. Fowler, Bryant, Rizzo at the top. Zobrist, Russell, Soler in the middle. Good numbers for Jorge against Jimmy Nelson. Hayward, Ross, and Lester. Three veterans rounding it out. Nelson's ready to work. He has never beaten the Cubs, even though he's got a good ERA of under 3. And a first pitch strike.
Run up against this Cubs rotation. Your club's not going to score a lot of runs, and Nelson has been victimized in many of those starts against the Cubs with poor run support. Lately, he just hasn't been sharp. He's lost his last 5 starts. He's 0-3 in August with a 10.13 ERA. For the year, 6-12, 4.07. Also 27 years of age. Big dude, 6'6", 250.
His last win was July 16th in Cincinnati, and he was really good. 7 shutout innings. To 5 starts since, all losses, and has not gone more than 5 innings in any of those starts. Pretty high pitch counts.
Below average in terms of strikeout rate. Walk rate is too high. He looks slender to me. It looks like he's dropped some weight.
Hey, a 3-2 count on Dexter Fowler.
There you go. He should change his number to 32 or 3-2.
Payoff delivery is fought off foul.
Playing around with that grip there with that spike. He added the spike curveball last year. It's been a good pitch for him. Get up to 97 on the radar. Gun sit comfortably at 93. More sinkers than 4-seamers. That spike curveball I talked about, a slider and a changeup that he doesn't use that often.
Ball misses wide for ball 4. The table setter is on.
That was a big part of the doubleheader yesterday. Cubs working deep counts, working walks. Matt Garza in the first game for the Brewers lasted just 5 innings through 103 pitches. Walk 3 plus a lot of deep counts. Cubs worked 5 walks in the nightcap.
Yes, Bryant takes a strike. 3 hits combined in the doubleheader. He's hit .353 on this homestand. The Cubs have gone 6-2 through the first 8. They won 4, lost 2, and have now won their last 2.
A couple games get away late against the Cardinals. Could have won them all. You want to be greedy.
Bryant hitting .342 against the NL Central. 14 or half of his home runs have been against his own division. There's been a one-man wrecking crew against the Reds in particular.
Line drive rate is up over last year, striking out a fair bit less than he did last season.
Long pause by Nelson, and Bryant requests and is given time.
Been a whole lot of movement on that leaderboard of late.
We'll see Arenado and the Rockies on Friday. Beat up on the Nationals today. And that clipped him. 2 on, nobody out.
Early trouble for Jimmy Nelson. Two-seamer, which has good run, but it runs him into a base runner.
14th time he's been hit.
That's, long and strong guys, you have to pitch them in. So you try to prevent them from getting their arms extended, and the byproduct of that is hit by pitches from time to time.
Ties Anthony Rizzo's hit by pitch total. Three for 8 in the doubleheader. It was the big catch everybody was talking about afterward. We had a nice post-game chat with him. Lowe's home field advantage. He knows how to navigate the tarp and the bricks. A couple of times with Jason Hamill on the mound against the Brewers. This was last year in August. Into the stands. And then last night on the ledge. Nails the landing.
I just love how methodical that one was last night. The way he got over there, assessed the situation, didn't get up on the ledge too early in case the ball drifted back into play, and calmly stepped up there and made the catch. And he talked afterwards about not sticking the landing, but really the bounce after the landing was not further than the width of his shoulder, so there was no automatic deduction.
Love sent up high to Pledge. He reached the ledge. 1-2. Early scoring chance.
So he'll slide the hands up on the bat a little bit.
Popped up short center. And it's Broxton to make the grab. So 1 out. And it brings up Ben Zobrist.
Yeah, good work there by Nelson. Anthony, when he gets 2 strikes, especially in this situation, as we talk about him choking up, looking to go more left center to left, using the opposite field, and so he got a chance to tie him up inside in that situation. This is an elevated fastball. Up above the happy zone, maybe in just a little bit.
First pitch strike on Zobrist. Walk and a hit batter to start the inning. Rizzo then popped to center. Now it's 1-1 on Zobrist. That Cardinal win today, Carlos Martinez took a no-hitter into the 6th. Brandon Moss homered again, so did Jeremy Hazelbaker. Outside 2-1.
I suppose Hazelbaker's going to need some more chances now with Holiday out of action.
This will be the 20th pitch of the inning for Nelson. 2-2. guess we call this inning the full Nelson. The belt. Coming home. Pulled into right in the base hit. Fowler around third. Here comes the throw. He's safe. 1-0 Cubs. Brewers had a shot at him. The throw by Perez was a little bit up the third base line. Zobrist gets an RBI. Cubs strike first again.
Early pressure. Zobrist has reached base at least twice in 7 of the last 9 ball games. Here's that throw up the line, allowing Fowler to sneak in the back door.
Slip there by Nelson. Sure, that didn't feel very good. Perez is an infielder by trade. Out there in right. Addison Russell first and third. Also on the play, Bryant advanced 2 bases. That's the other part of the equation of Chris Bryant batting second. A much discussed topic among Cubs fans is that he's such a good base runner. He scored a ton of runs this year. The idea of having one of your best base runners right at the top is a good idea too.
Especially with left-handed batters following, because he can do just that, go first to third on that base hit to right field. He's done it over 80% of the time.
He has scored 91 times already this year.
So you got Rizzo or Zobrist, behind him, pulling that ball into right field. Very high success rate going first to third for Bryant.
Russell fouls out of play. Addison had the game-winning sac fly in the first inning yesterday afternoon, and then was able to kick his feet up and watch a Cubs 4-1 win last night. How about Joe taking all 5 bench players from game 1 and starting them in game 2?
Yeah, well, it falls right in line with his approach all year. Using all of his guys, keeping everybody involved.
Into right. 2-0. Bryant scores. Zobrist on his way to third.
Slider down and away. Good pitch. Great result from Addison Russell's point of view. Just a little gap wedge. Barely got to the outfield grass.
Yep, placement over power. Early trip to the mound by Derek Johnson.
So far, he's had better command of his breaking ball than his fastball. Able to throw that tight little slider in the strike zone when need be. Fastball's been inconsistent.
Soler batting 6th, playing left, his 2nd consecutive start. 0 for 2, walked twice as the Cubs right fielder last night. 6 out of 17 with a home run against Nelson. A little high.
Yeah, and like I said, for a guy who likes to sink the ball, throws more 2-seamers than 4, he's having a hard time getting that fastball down. Better. Came into this game with a first inning ERA of 1.88. That hasn't been a real issue for him.
Two and one.
It's not starting well for Nelson, and Craig Counsell had to make a very early move to the bullpen in last night's game. His starter out after getting whacked by a comebacker after just 2/3 of an inning.
Right, and they did not replenish their bullpen. The move they made today was to send out Andy Wilkins. They did not add a reliever. Deep drive left center. Gone almost to the board. Wow. 5-0.
Wow is right. Man, you could see that one coming. That pitch was 3/4 of the way to home plate. Straight as a string over the heart of the plate. And Soler, who has been awfully good since coming off the disabled list, absolutely crushes that ball. Oh, my goodness. Is one impressive swing of the bat. His home run number 9 for Soler. 4th since coming back from the DL. Smiles and hugs all the way around.
It was an enjoyable Ford home run replay. Shattered bat bouncer opposite way. Hayward on his way to second. The bat just disintegrated in his hands. And he's at second base. Still only 1 out. There's 7 batters in.
That's a trade Jason will be willing to make. Yeah, break my toys as long as I get a knock. Guy to hero. Jimmy Nelson wants a mulligan. They're not allowed in this sport.
We're here at 450 feet, the projected distance on that Soler blast. Yikes.
That was a venti with a triple shot.
David Ross, second straight start for him. Strike 1. Oh, 2. Got him. David's taking one for the team here. He wants to get Lester back out on the mound. Got his lead.
You can run with that narrative.
Here is John. Cubs will send all 9 to the plate here in the first. This could be Jimmy Nelson's night where he's just
got to wear it.
Yeah, you got to give me 4 or 5, Jimmy. Might be the A message from the manager and the pitching coach.
Yeah, now the challenge for Nelson just to stay mentally strong, to stay engaged. He's lost his last 5 starts, staring down the barrel of 6 in a row now after giving up this 5 spot in the first. And a lot of baseball yet to be played, but I don't know, win expectancy at this point in the ball game. That's probably already over 90%. Not many teams can blow a 5-run lead at any point in the ball game.
Yep.
But it happens, so stay tuned. You never know. Don't be flipping over to those Olympics.
Yeah, we'll keep you engaged.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
We'll just start announcing Olympic results before you can watch them. If we get the sense you're starting to
That'd be one way to
cheat
do it.
on us, yeah.
A 40 pitch first inning. That's the one thing that will keep Nelson's start fairly short.
Right. Yeah.
It's just the amount of pitches.
They don't
Might
wanna break
not
them.
be able to get 4 innings in. And there's going to be maybe some early action. A little scurrying in the bullpen.
Well, whether it's Nelson or somebody coming out of the pen, somebody's going to have to suck it up here a little bit and give Counsell some innings, and I would not be surprised to see them try to get a pitcher up here for tomorrow now. After the doubleheader yesterday and what we anticipate to be a short start for Nelson here tonight.
I just want to know where the SOLER dudes are tonight. We saw them last night.
I know.
They should have been here tonight. Fowler on deck.
You actually, I started to feel sorry for that baseball as it got into the hitting zone. It just looked so hittable. This is going to hurt. And John putting up an at bat here, really making Nelson work. There they are.
They did it right twice, and then
Nestor didn't want to get up. ER didn't want to stop. And they started playing boggle, spelling different words.
he walked him. Wow. Here comes Fowler. Fowler started this with a walk. He takes ball 1. I know you never experienced this, but kind of looks like Nelson has this idea of I don't know what to do here. I have no place to go.
I know. Yeah.
Where do I go?
I've been in his head many times. Normally what happens is you just look in for the sign and you're not even thinking a whole lot. Just put a number down and I'll throw it. had a little misfortune in this inning. The Russell hit was just a little blooper. The Hayward double, a cracked bat, a ground ball the other way. It all started, as it often does, with Fowler working a deep at bat and getting on base. In this instance, the leadoff walk. And 5 of those 16 coming here tonight.
Called strike 3. Nelson avoids a 50-pitch inning by 1, but the Cubs send 10 to the plate. Jorge Soler was one of the homers of the year, just in terms of sheer majesty.
Back to Wrigley Field, Cubs on top 5-0 as we move to the second inning. This is the Coors Light game report. We've been talking about that spectacular ledge climbing grab by Anthony Rizzo last night, and his teammates' reactions were priceless. Jason Hamill saying he may not look like an athlete, but don't let that fool frame you. He said, fool you, excuse me. And maybe my favorite one, Ben Zobrist, who probably had the best seat in the house for it, said he wasn't going to entertain the idea of a leotard and all the gymnastics talk with Rizzo, but he was blown away by the crowd reaction. 10 years in the majors, and he says, I've never seen where a stadium basically wants a guy in the field to take a bow, a curtain call. And that's basically what we got to see last night, guys, after a gold glove moment from Anthony Rizzo.
Sure was. He keeps topping himself with those ledge grabs. So 5-0, and John Lester back to work here in the second.
Don't change your game. Stay on the attack.
0-1 to Perez. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Perez broke up the shutout in the second game, hitting his 10th home run. Turning into a pretty good looking player. 25 years of age, a valuable guy in that he can play all over the diamond. Prior to this year, 351 major league plate appearances, just 1 home run. This year, 266 plate appearances, and he's hit 10.
Yeah, whether or not a guy like Perez or Chris Carter, Scooter Gennett, each of their guys in the lineup tonight will be a part of this thing when the Brewers feel like they're really ready to compete for the playoffs. Remains to be seen, but whether they are or not, they want to be a part of something somewhere. So for them, just go out and produce, do what you do, and Whether you get replaced here or not, you hope somebody else wants you.
And Perez, 25 years of age. He's got speed. He's stolen 21 bases this year. And one of those guys that some may say, well, you know, he's an everyday player on a bad team and a part-time player on a good team. I think the jury's still out on Perez. I think he's a guy who, because of his versatility, could command a lot of at-bats on a good club.
For sure.
He doesn't walk a whole lot, so that doesn't have a high on-base percentage, but the rest of the package is solid and appears to be getting better.
Lester work here. One hopper backhanded by Zobrist. Carter with his team leading 117th appearance. Doesn't hit a lot of singles. 57% of his hits have been for extra bases, including 27 home runs. Whatever wind there was when we started has completely stopped. Strike two.
Rare that there's not a little something going on with those flags.
Keep an eye on Anibal Sanchez. He's no-hit the Royals through 6 tonight. There's the first Milwaukee hit. And guess what? It's a single by Carter.
Well, we talked about the Brewers and the running game with John on the mound. And they exploited it the last time he faced them. Carter, not a guy you're going to worry a whole lot about.
Jeanette fouls off. Came into the season a 124 hitter against lefties. A lot better this year. 273 going into tonight.
Yeah, across the board his numbers a little better against lefties than righties. Got a higher on base, higher slugging percentage. Quite a remarkable job by Jeanette. Identifying a flaw in his game and then fixing it.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Third strikeout for Lester.
Hey folks, tickets are still available for tomorrow afternoon series finale with the Brewers. Don't miss any action at Wrigley Field. Visit Cubs.com to get your tickets today. Wrap up the homestand tomorrow afternoon, then off to Denver. Start of a 3-city road trip. Denver, San Diego, LA.
Jake Elmore playing left for Ryan Braun. Ninth start, center, left, right, second, and third. He's made starts at all those spots. Giants could not hold a 4-0 lead today. Pirates beat them 6-5. Giants had the bases loaded with nobody out in the ninth and could only get one off Tony Watson, who found an escape. So they sweep that series. They've won 6 out of 7. Very much in the wild card race. Giants fell out of first last night. There's a base hit for Elmore. 2 on for the Brewers for Maldonado.
Yeah, Gents are scuffling. The Pirates have been playing pretty solid ball for an extended period of time now. 28-17, I think I saw, over their last 45 games.
And Andrew McCutchen is getting back to being himself. 2 hits, including a home run.
In Pittsburgh within a game of each other, both right there in the thick of it for the wild card.
That was a Nova Kane matchup today.
Wasn't that beautiful?
And Freese was also involved.
It was a numbing experience. Ivan Udova and Matt Cain. Saw that in the Tribune this morning. I said, that is a beautiful thing.
One-0 pitch is a strike. Running game not a factor at the moment. Brewers down 5 runs. 2 on but 2 down. They don't want to run into an out here with a pitcher on deck.
Yeah, they
the inning.
don't have the right people out there. I think, you know, if they get some of their running guys on, even though they're down 5, I think they will try to run a little bit.
Be interesting though if Maldonado walks. Craig Counsell will have to at least, I mean he probably won't. He'll let Nelson hit, but make you think twice, wouldn't it, after the first inning he
sure
had.
Would. We're going to find out.
That's the case, and it will be Nelson. It's a bad feeling for a manager, and I'd say Craig Counsell's kind of had this mindset the entire series, managing from behind. Had the 2 injuries in game 2 last night. So it's not really about what strategically fits best. It's about, I got to get through 9 innings.
Yeah, he's got no lefties in his bullpen. Got some tired arms out there, I'm sure.
Yeah, if you had your bullpen covered, you might just pinch hit here and think to yourself, this is our one shot to get back into this game.
Absolutely. But he's got a short bench too. I don't know if Braun can pinch hit tonight or not. If he could, this would be the time to use him. Over but low, and Lester with a long stare in for the crew chief, Jerry Davis.
Eric Hosmer doubled in the 7th to break up the Sanchez no-hit bid. Tigers lead the Royals 1-0. 2-0 on Nelson.
Yeah, now John's head spinning a little bit.
That was not a gimme.
Yeah, well, he's either upset that was borderline, upset at himself, or shaking his head because he didn't get the pitch number 1 in that sequence from Davis. In John's mind, it's the same pitch. According to our pitch tracks, it was a little bit higher.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Russell. He'll flip the Zobrist, in the inning is over. They leave him loaded. 5-0 Cubs early. Ball brought to you by T-Mobile. Steven Strasburg putting together a fine season, but altitude got him today. Gave up 9 hits, 9 earned runs. Could not get through 2, and a 12-10 Rockies win over the Nationals.
Scuffling a little bit of late after starting 13-0. Start prior to this one, he allowed 6 to the Braves in 5 1/3. And the start before that, didn't make it out of the 5th against the Giants.
Ex-Cub DJ LeMahieu now hitting .343. 2 more hits today. He's slashing .343, .415, .496. After Lester averted problems by getting Nelson on a bases loaded fielder's choice. Back to work offensively after the Cubs sent 10 to the plate in the opening inning. Got him again. Twice.
Just keeps dropping that arm. After this one, I'll look into the dugout as if to say, I'm done, man. Where does anybody have an answer for me? A low 3/4 arm slot with a 2-seam fastball is going to put a little extra run on it. There's no real command of that fastball at all here tonight. That's the other challenge for a manager when making that decision whether to let his pitcher hit in the previous inning is like, well, how much more am I realistically going to get out of my guy?
1-0. It's a strike. Cubs have the best record in baseball, best home mark, 43-19. 75 wins in their first 118 decisions. First time they've done that since 1929. Currently on a 103 win pace. Rizzo pops it up. Caught by VR from third.
You know, it's a fun game to play when the ball's popped up like that. Hold your breath and see how long you can hold it. Cub fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card. Only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC.
When did you start that game?
I don't play it anymore. Just when I was young and immature. Now I'm old and immature.
Zobrist with the go-ahead RBI single in the first. He would later score on the Soler home run. Line shot, center field, base hit. 2 for 2.
That was a screamer. Good exit velocity that time. Little chuck and duck for Jimmy Nelson. Chuck, duck, and go back up a base. That's no fun at all. You get into that program. Hitters, are always telling pitchers, I don't know why you guys don't challenge people. Watch us take BP. How many times we pop the ball up in the cage or hit it right at somebody. Just be aggressive. Throw it in there.
Nelson's 1-0. Swing and a miss on a high one. 1-1.
Nelson, an 11-game winner last year. He finished with the losing record. He was 11-13 with a 4.11 ERA, made 30 starts. The first full season as a part of a big league rotation, 177 innings of work.
Season ended in mid-September. He got hit by a Tommy Pham liner right side of the head. The exit velocity was 108. Just to give you an idea of how hard that ball was hit, the Soler homer was 107 tonight. Hard hit ball to short. 6-4. 3 double play inning. Over. 2 in the books. Cubs 5. Brewers nothing. Sheraton Grand Chicago for the 2017 Cubs convention. All reservations come with convention passes built into the hotel package. For details and reservations, go to Cubs.com/convention. Should be a fun one, 2017. Keon Broxton, strike one. Hey, how about the Eugene Emeralds?
What'd they do?
They have won 12 in a row. Cubs Northwest League affiliate. If you take out the Dominican Summer League, they're 42-15 record. It's the best record of any minor league team in all of baseball.
Who's managing that club?
Manager.
Needs to get a bonus or something.
Called strike three. Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. One away here in the third. Jesus Feliciano is the manager. The Emeralds. First-time manager, in fact. Third season in the Cubs organization. Hitting coach at two different stops before this. Brian Lawrence, former big league pitcher, is the pitching coach. Ty Wright. The hitting coach, Gary Van Tol, also on that staff. Two down.
See you trying to get a bunt down. And obviously, didn't fare all that well. So 2 quick outs for Lester on this hot, steamy night. I'm talking about it right now. Wow, City Bunt, down 5, but you know, John has a difficulty throwing. I don't know. Let's get an ice cream and discuss it further.
Two down. Here's Jonathan Villar. Big swing and a miss. Tommy La Stella has reported to AA Tennessee in their lineup tonight. Playing second base.
Not all at once, young man. You have a brain freeze. Yeah, good to have Tommy back playing ball. And what he does, getting on base.
Two and one. Stands off the plate, open stance. And 3-1. He held. Second start this year for John against the Brewers, 6th in his career. Faced them twice here last year and won both. Three-two with 2 outs. Bounce to the shortstop, Russell. We'll go 1-2-3 for the second time in the first 3. All Cubs early, 5-zip.
Soccer plays on CSN Plus as the men in red hit the road and try to exact some revenge on the Montreal Impact. Coverage begins at 6 on CSN Plus.
Cubs put up 5 in the first inning. Is that Vince Lodel, colleague, enjoying the game tonight?
Oh, sure, he does. All he does is he works baseball games and wins at the track. He's like a horse savant.
Soler hit a 3-run shot in the first inning. Worth another look, isn't it?
Yeah, just a colossal home run. Just under the big video board.
Strikes on the big fella. He's now homered 4 times in 10 games off the DL. 10 out of 26. Foul. Nelson was born in Klamath Falls, Oregon. High school days spent in Niceville, Florida. Then the Tuscaloosa, University of Alabama. Second round pick, 2010.
And a big right-hander from Tuscaloosa. Throwing that slider 3 times over the heart of the plate. Soler took the first 2, fouled the other one off. Crushed the fastball for his home run, so you can see why they would spin it a little bit to him, but he keeps throwing that spinner in the strike zone. You're asking for trouble.
Ground ball to the shortstop, Arcia. Smooth.
Fans will get a chance to watch Arcia play over the years. Last year, pretty much playing the entire season as a 20-year-old. 307, 347 on base, 453 slugging at AA. So pretty advanced. Didn't quite put up those kinds of numbers at AAA this year.
Hayward with a broken bat double his first time up. Two and 0.
Nice to get that hit early in the ball game when you're going through a stretch like Jason, really struggling. Even though it's a broken bat, he didn't make great contact. Just the fact that he got the hit, maybe to help him relax a little bit. See if he can put a night together.
Two and 2. Ground ball to first, kicks up nicely for Carter. So 2 gone. David Ross struck out in the first. pitch by Nelson. There's a good slider. It's like Maldonado wants another one. He'll do that twice, and he did.
Well placed both times. Last time he got David with fastballs.
Sinker in the dirt. Zach Davies, Jake Arrieta tomorrow. Right here on CSN. It's a 121st pitch. Pregame coverage kicks off at 12:30. Drive to left and deep, and it'll go! Back of the bleachers. 6-0.
We talked about Nelson and throwing those sliders, and a couple good ones early in that sequence to Ross. Then this one stays up and then out. There's your forward home run replay. David Ross with his 8th.
This year was 4. He started the year with 96 career homers. He has blown right past that with 8. He might have double digits on his mind. 3 times in his career he's hit 10 or more. Lester fouls 1 and 2. He walked after a long sequence in the first.
John just wants one long ball so he can win his wager with John Lackey.
Yeah, he connected in spring training, but that did not count in terms of that bet. Called strike 3, inning over. David Ross, though, stretches the lead to 6. Cubs have hit 2 no-doubters tonight.
Meatloaf sang the song 2 out of 3 ain't bad. In this instance, 3 out of 3 would work better for Nelson. 2 real good sliders to get the jump on. David wastes the fastball down, goes back with the breaking ball. This time it's a hanger. He crunches it. Nice play. Fans are having a big night out there in the stands. Solid defense being played by Cub fans here tonight.
Fourth inning. Side ball 1. Perez, who is an infielder by trade, is playing right. He's been good since the break. 324. 6 homers, 20 knocked in, and 29 games coming in.
I linked to an article on Fangraphs today. A pretty interesting comparison between Hernan Perez and Starling Marte, and projecting their numbers out over a full season, and I thought it's very comparable to Marte. Marte doesn't walk either. Perez actually hitting for more power. Both steal bases.
And the 3-0 is a strike. He's going to go down and remove that shin guard. Golfs it high in the air to left. Soler takes care of it. Cubs are proud to salute the men and women of the United States military. Wednesday, August 31st, the Cubs have specially priced tickets in the Terrace Reserved outfield section. Each ticket includes a special Cubs military cap. For more information, visit Cubs.com/special group nights. Was it Sergeant Carter from Gomer Pyle?
About him.
Wasn't it Sergeant Carter?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Carter. Sergeant. Vince Carter.
Chris Carter.
Sergeant Carter, a little bit of a rage issue. Chris seems a pretty calm guy. Yeah.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
It's a spinoff from the Andy Griffith Show.
That's right.
Gomer Pyle, USMC. Make sure you know the count before you decide what to throw next. Time up inside. Cut it off a little bit.
One of my favorite Griffith episodes was the Citizen's Arrest episode. Barney made the illegal U-turn, right? Citizen's Arrest. Foul, tip, strike 3. Barney. Here's Jeanette.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts for John. He's on easy street. 3 up, 3 down in the first, 3 up, 3 down in the third. Looking to do the same here in the fourth. They threatened in the second, but he left the bases loaded. Nelson took the at bat. Bounced into a force play to leave 3 on.
1-1. Pretty well hit, deep left center. Fowler on the track, little leap, he's got it. And the inning is over. Brewers go 1-2-3 in the fourth. Some defense helping out the lefty.
Shazam!
Action. Dexter Fowler makes it look easy.
Good swing of the bat there by Jeanette. We talked about the good work he's done this year against left-handed pitching, but not good enough. Was Fowler able to run under it? And another 3 up, 3 down for Lester.
Top three: Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo. Ground ball, backhanded by Jeanette.
It's only fair, right? I got him. He gets Dexter.
It's been hit twice by Nelson. Just got a press release from the Iowa Cubs. Perfect timing. Cubs have added lefty Joe Thatcher, infielder Stephen Bruno, and right-hander Stephen Fife.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll be in the big leagues in no time. Off the end of the bat. And to Carter. Rizzo 0 for 2.
Hit batsman tonight for Nelson, his 15th and 16th of the year. He leads the National League in that department. I believe he led the league in that last year.
That almost was a strike. So was that.
Another brilliant play by a Cub fan.
Rob checks in on Twitter. He said, hey, Len, is it just me or does JD's Barney Fife have a little too much Mr. Furley? Yeah, it's just a tip. That's okay. Oh, a little slip by Broxton, but he'll have time to recover, and that'll end the inning. Cubs go 1-2-3. First time they've done that tonight, but they lead 6-0.
Our Cubs insider at CSNChicago.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Serving the community for 38 years. Go to JeffVuk.com. Nationwide is on your side.
And we'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Optura in Knox and Fulton counties. Great state of Illinois. Strike right down the middle on Jake Elmore.
Especially against these bottom of the order hitters, John has been more willing to throw it over the heart of the plate to get the jump. It's a trade-off you're willing to take. You're trying to save some bullets. You're hoping they attack that first pitch. Maybe pop it up, ground it at somebody, get a quick out.
Well, I hope Cub fans don't take for granted what this rotation has done top to bottom. Because, I mean, it's almost like this shock when somebody gives up 3 or 4 runs. You end up kind of taking for granted that you're going to get 6 or 7 innings, 0 or 1 run. Where these 5 guys have been dealing. And then Trevor Cahill, those 5 scoreless yesterday.
Cubs are going to push John Lackey back a couple of days. Give Mike Montgomery a start on Saturday. There's good news, bad news deals. Yeah, you're getting a start, but it's going to come at Coors Field.
Yeah, give the 37-year-old just a few extra days. No need to push it.
He came out a little tight after his last start.
So it'll be Hendricks, Montgomery, Hamill this weekend at Coors, and then Lester, Lackey, Arrieta in San Diego. Jake will pitch tomorrow as well.
How about timing is everything, right? Making your start either at Coors or at Petco.
John looking for his 19th quality start. He came in tied for 4th in the majors. There's 2 behind Madison Bumgarner, who has 20, and Quicken Loan's Rocket Arms. Lots of quality. Ground ball to the shortstop, Russell. Boy, it's just like clockwork. Ground ball to short, out. Ground ball to short, out. Ground ball to short, out. It's kind of like that rotation thing I just said. Whenever there's a mistake, you're like, what?
What happened there? Yeah.
This is so rare.
He's gotten into an unbelievable rhythm defensively. That's the other part of it. I know it's a cliche. Pitching and defense goes together, but that's certainly been the story here. The pitching has been outstanding. The defense, the best in baseball, supporting that outstanding rotation. And oh yeah, playing with a lot of leads too.
Hit really hard, but foul, and they didn't move again.
That might be the ultimate, the ultimate show of peer pressure, of
yeah, I wouldn't even sit in
herd
there.
mentality.
Yeah. I'll just sit in the dugout until it's my turn to pitch.
Used the changeup a whole lot tonight. Something soft there. I think curveball just got away from him. Sometimes on a hot, sweaty night like tonight, it's hard to get the grip on the breaking pitch. Cutter becomes a real good weapon for John. The fastball cutter, always a big part of his approach, but on a night where it might be a little slippery, it's tougher to manipulate that curveball. Not so much the cutter, it's more about just being off center, not to spin it like the curveball.
Strike 3.
Well, Maldonado didn't like it. He didn't hit his spot, but it's on the plate. Actually over a good chunk of the plate.
Strike called on Nelson. It's number 90. So John has kept the Brewers off the board, but he's had to work pretty hard tonight. Second inning.
Yeah, this club sees a lot of pitches. They're second in the league to the Cubs in walk percentage. Only taken one walk here tonight. It works and counts.
He has sent down 10 in a row. Nip it in the bud. 6-0.
The Brewers play at 120 and up to the first 10,000 early arriving adults 21 and over receive a Cubs floppy hat presented by Rum Chata. For ticket availability, visit Cubs.com.
Chance for their third in a row. Leading 6-0.
Jimmy Nelson gave up that 5 spot in the first, then the solo home run to David Ross in the third. Looks like he's going to possibly make it through 5 here tonight.
Side for a ball, 1-1.
More than half of his pitches in that first inning.
One and two. Zobrist fouls. Still 1-2.
Two out of two tonight for Ben. Solid single through the hole on the right side, and then a rocket line drive base hit to center.
That was our friend Nancy. Fine flight attendants on the Cubs charters. Put up with that foul ball. Zobrist rarely argues.
And I think Jerry maybe conceded to Ben that he might have blown the call. And that's probably why Ben left.
Oh, yeah. Did not look like he went. Let's get the side view.
No way.
Nope. Russell Line shot deep left, and he pulled it foul. Home run distance.
He's got to be running on fumes now with all the work he did in that first inning. Difficult to recover from that. He's hung in there, but he's made 92 pitches. Looking in the fifth, hot, humid night, and you see the breakdown. So even though he's been efficient since the first, that workload in the first inning, that takes a big bite out of you.
Drive will hold up for Elmore. So 2 down, it's Soler. 3-run homer in the first and a ground out in the third. Inside corner for a strike. And the number earlier for you, Nelson has never beaten the Cubs. 0-5 with a .291. This season 0-2 with a .153. So he had pitched well. Not so much tonight. And again, over his last 5 starts, including one against the Cubs, he hasn't gone more than 5 innings. All losses. Could be looking at a 6th here tonight.
Yeah, and it's hard to be a starting pitcher on a losing team because even though we could tell you over and over again that wins and losses are overrated when evaluating pitchers, you still wear it. You know, you're still the guy that sucks up that L, and it's tough to have a winning record on a really bad club. You got to be careful because it can spiral downhill on a hurry for you.
On the ground is short. Arcia picks it up, throws to Carter, inning over. 7 in a row retired by Nelson. He might be done after 5. We'll see. 6-0 Cubs. Let's go join the Cubs season ticket holder waiting list today to claim your spot in our lineup for season tickets. It's easy and free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waiting list. One ball, one strike. Keon Broxton he's in the leadoff spot tonight. They have 2 hits. Both came in the second. Singles by Carter and Elmore. That's a base hit. The leadoff man is on for the first time. So will they push the envelope here? We'll see.
Yeah, they might. I don't know at this stage of the game with a 6-run lead if John will even pay any attention to him.
There is a case to be made to not.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah. Maybe step off once or twice and then just get on to the business of pitching.
There he goes. Pulled by Ross. Late. There's 16 for Broxton.
He's only been caught one time, and he's been swinging the bat better lately too. Well up over 300 in the month of August. And the irony there is, with John on the mound, who doesn't like to throw to first base, he did not take a very big lead.
One to Arcia. Broxton will steal third. Just took off. By the time John stepped off, too late. Yep, see Joe just saying forget it. Don't worry about it. One, two, a number. Lester will pick it up. He'll take it by himself. Brewers get on the board. RBI ground out by Arcia. 6-1. So 1 out, base is clear, and it's VR. Aroldis Chapman saved both ends of the doubleheader last night. At this point, doesn't look like the Cubs will need him tonight. 4th Cubs pitcher to have 2 saves in one day since that became an official stat in '69. Hernandez, Suter, Facero, and Chapman.
Didn't have to throw a lot of pitches. Cubs had 4-run leads, and they were turned into save opportunities. He came in and finished them off. Well, back in the day, Iron Joe McGinnity would pitch both ends of the doubleheader.
jog for Hayward.
Don't even get me started on Haas Radbourne. Follow In-Game live on CSNChicago.com, presented by State Farm. People watch Broxton make his way around the bases there, and they say, gee, you know, if you, in a postseason game or a big game late, this inability to hold base runners, won't that be a big problem? Well, it could manifest itself. We saw it with John when he was with the A's against Kansas City a couple years back.
Center, Fowler retires Perez, inning over. Leadoff single, 2 steals, and Broxton scores on the ground out. 6-1 Cubs in the 6th.
Home or on the road, get a behind-the-scenes look at beautiful Wrigley Field. The Cubs offer guided tours that include a chance to step on the field. This must-see Chicago attraction houses over 100 years of history. For more information, visit Cubs.com/tours.
This dude is Cravey.
He is Cravey. He's Tyler Cravey. He works for the 8th time. He pitched in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. 0-1 with a 5.40. Just 11 2/3 innings of work at the big league level.
Everybody in the lineup reached against Nelson except for Anthony Rizzo. 5 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs. Nelson threw 99 pitches. He threw 49 in the first inning, 50 over the next 4.
He could have cratered. He did not. He hung in there after giving up that 5 spot in the first. Able to get through 5. So he'll be able to take at least that bit of good news with him to the clubhouse.
Hayward to right, well hit and caught. Leaping grab, Hernan Perez for the out.
One of the better balls Jason has hit in a while. He got into that one. Cravey 2 scoreless innings in his outing yesterday. Up and down year for Cravey, 3rd time with the big league club. Up and down is in physically being sent out and then recalled. There's both a starter and a reliever at AAA, much better out of the pen. An ERA approaching 7 in 9 starts for their AAA club at Colorado Springs, a 4.19 and 12 relief appearances.
Ross with a homer in the 3rd inning. 3-0 green light. I got it. Oh, I thought I had it right above our booth. Wow. See what Gramps has done the last 3 years in terms of homers. He walked him. Just the 3 true outcomes tonight. Strikeout, homer, walk.
Gave his best home run season in 2006 with the Reds. He hit 21. He did that in only 247 at bats. A .579 slugging percentage that year.
On the left field line, foul territory, and it's caught right in front of that mound by Elmore. Nice way to navigate that tricky area. A guy who doesn't play that position often.
In front of with the backside of that mound, going up that steep slope where it gets really dicey. Dodgers lead the Phillies 7-2, bottom of the 8th in Philadelphia.
Hustled out in the right center for a base hit. Standing O's for Utley.
Last night he got a couple, didn't he? A couple curtain calls, standing ovations. He had 2 home runs, including a grand slam. 0 for 4 so far tonight. Dodgers looking to push their lead to a 1.5 games over the Giants.
Strike on Bryant. 4-0, 4-1. Final scores yesterday. Cubs were within 1 out of pulling off the first since 1965. Doubleheader sweep by shutout before Perez hit the home run. Brewers have scored once tonight. That's it. And the Cubs' 6th is over. Comfortable 6-1 lead as we head to the late innings. Luke Stuckmeyer recap another full day of sports in Chicago on Sportsnet Central. Get the latest on the Bears from New England as they prep for their second preseason game, plus updates from Rio. Watch Sportsnet Central tonight after Cubs post-game live on CSN Chicago. John Lester working into the 7th.
Carl Edwards has been up, continues to stay up in the pen. It's pitch number 104. Yes, he did on the curveball. Pitch high for the year for John this year, 113. That was against the Dodgers back on June 1.
Pop up right side. Rizzo's got it. Carter gone. Carlos Torres, one of 2 in the ballpark tonight, at least 2. One umpiring second base and another in the bullpen.
Torres, the only guy we didn't see out of that pen yesterday. Scooter 0 for 2, punch out and a deep fly out.
Get out of play.
So anyway, talk about the running game in John and how it could, people might get a little worked up. Man, it could be dicey in a postseason game. He's had plenty of experience and a lot of success in the postseason. It'd be kind of like a pitcher who was prone to giving up home runs. You could argue, well, he gives up a lot of home runs. I mean, it's a function of his game. He's so good at so many other parts of his game. And a very successful winning pitcher for a long time.
He and the Cubs have improved a lot on that from last year to this year.
Oh, big time. Yeah, it hasn't really been a winning proposition in macro when you look at the big picture against John this year. That running game, it's just, I think it
looks bad when it happens.
I think certain teams might be better at exploiting it than others.
I think Joe could fairly say confidently, but take your best shot. We know it's out there. We're ready for it if you try it.
Right, and that's the other part of the equation too. And the teams in a postseason situation want to roll the dice.
More 1 for 2. Feels like Lester's night. He's walking up to the 18th green.
Yep. Tip of the cap as he strolls off the mound here in the 7th. Hopefully after another 1, 2, 3 inning. He's already had 4 of those tonight. His 4th consecutive quality start. Last 3, 19 innings combined, 4 earned runs allowed.
By the way, your stretch was so good last night, they could only follow it up with the original.
What are we doing tonight, Harry?
You got it. I said, well, what do we do after JD last night? There's only one thing we can do.
Could we Photoshop a thing, or however they do that technology, that Harry and I singing together, kind of like Natalie Cole and her dad? I could stare up at Harry. We could do a duet together.
We will take that under advisement. Well, they put the weather on your shirt.
Yeah,
time, so they can do anything.
All the tricks. We can do anything. If he loses them, he's probably out of the ball game with the pitch count.
All 4. Will be it.
No need to push it. 117 pitches, 5-run lead. Not happy at the moment. And another job well done.
Fans will take you to break. Now for the Weber's sauces and seasonings called to the pen, called grilling flavor up to the bigs. Here's Carl Edwards Jr.
Yeah, that ERA took a big hit last time out 3-4 days ago against the Cardinals. He allowed 5 runs in 2/3 of an inning, walked 4, just lost it, couldn't find the zone. For 33 pitches, only 13 for strikes. Up to that point, he'd been nails. You know, he's been looking forward to this opportunity. Get out there and put that one in the rearview window. Rearview mirror. Look behind him. Put it in the past is what he's trying to do.
Like a good pitch. 1-1.
Hydro planning cut fastball 95 outside cornerish. Jerry Davis has been kind of tight out there tonight. Carl Saw's ERA jumped from 142 to 366 with that outing against St. Louis.
One, two. Maldonado stays alive. Now Maldonado and Pena to the trade of Jonathan Lucroy. Another guy or two to that mix when the rosters expand in September. Pitch. Tapper in front of the plate. Ross will grab it. And it's time for the Mazda 7th inning stretch.
For tonight's stretch, please direct your attention to the outfield video boards.
All right. Let me hear you. Good and loud. On 1, on 2, on 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back or it's room. Room for the party. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out at the old ball game.
The 7th, Cubs leading this game 6-1.
Torres is 2-2-2 this year. He has 2 saves to go along with those 2 wins and losses. A 3.05 ERA. Former White Sox, Rocky, and Met. There's a lot of cut fastballs. That's the curve. Feel that cutter. That's 70% of the time. There it is. 93. A little hot gun here tonight. Anthony came into this ball game with an August batting average of .358. Tough night tonight.
Well, what did he tell you last night when you asked him?
Yeah, he doesn't want to think about it, doesn't want to talk about it. I asked him, yeah, you're in a pretty good groove, yeah.
Yeah, just you never know. Here's Zobrist, 2 out of 3.
One night you're riding high, walking on ledges, winning gold medals. Next night you're 0 for 4.
The only ledge we want to see Anthony on is the one here at Wrigley Field.
He's the Nick Wallenda of baseball.
We're going to drop a Philippe Petit on us. As has it. You ever see Man on Wire?
No.
French guy.
Oh, I heard about it. Yeah. No, I never did see that.
That's interesting. How do you get to Wrigley Field? Hopefully you did not use a high wire. Cubs suggest taking public transportation. They offer a free bike check now located near the Addison Red Line station for drivers. Cubs provide free remote parking and shuttle service on night and weekend games. For information, visit the A to Z guide on Cubs.com.
How about a zip line? I think we should design a zip line to Wrigley Field.
From like the Hancock?
Yeah, top of the Hancock. Yeah. Zoom on over here. Attach it to the right field foul pole.
Put it in our notebook of ideas.
Air shows this weekend, correct?
I believe so.
We'll be out of town. There might be some practicing going on tomorrow.
Boy, we are just a segue machine.
You could segue to the ballpark.
You can get to the ballpark just like we've navigated through this inning. I have to say, I did a Segway tour once. Have you done the Segway?
No, I've not done the Segway tour.
And it's really cool how these little things work. And after about 10 minutes, you realize I haven't done any work. Like walking kind of feels like it'd be more rewarding. Yeah, it's not bad.
I'm still waiting for the jetpack to take off.
Swing and a miss. And that will end the inning. All Cubs tonight. Never gets old, does it? Upcoming schedule, your probables tomorrow. Zach Davies, really good changeup, and Jake Arrieta, really good when he's on everything, as he'll look for his 15th win.
Barring a big comeback here from the Brewers, Cubs will be looking for a sweep of this series against the Brewers with Arrieta on the mound tomorrow. Davies is tough, though. You saw the numbers. He's solid. Got that babyface assassin thing going on. Looks like he's a high schooler, but he can pitch.
Ramon Flores off the bench. Rip at a fastball, and he fouled it straight back. He's hitting for Torres. Flores for Torres. Damian Magnifico is up.
Scaramouche.
Righty to lefty on an 0-2. High and away.
Ooh, my goodness. Good looking pitch. Flores has been used a lot as a pinch hitter. 24 at bats off the bench, just 3 hits.
A ground ball through the hole on the left side for a leadoff single.
And 4 out of 25. It's the second time tonight the Brewers have had a leadoff man reach. And that was this guy here, Broxton, back in the 6th. Stole second, stole third, came home on the ground ball.
Edwards holds his hands high in the stretch. Fastball right in there for a strike.
He starts high, Broxton starts low.
Quick chat. You know, Alfredo Figueroa also pitched for the Brewers at one time.
Right.
They had back-to-back words from Bohemian Rhapsody in their bullpen.
Somebody needs to make that happen.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout for Carl. Here's Arcia. He knocked in a run. A little ground ball. Ended up being a 1 unassisted on the play. Broxton across the plate. Justin Grimm cranking it up.
Brewers are considered by most to have one of the top 10 farm systems in the game, and got a little bit richer at the trade deadline. maybe they'll be able to get things turned around more quickly than many anticipate.
Hoisted to right, it's Hayward. That's out number 2.
They owe Brown a bunch of money for a few years. Matt Garza is still on the books for next season. Other than that, they don't have a lot of money committed.
Torres still at first, 2 outs. He led off the inning with a base hit. DR fouls on a check swing, batting lefty for the first time tonight.
.289 this year as a left-handed batter, came in hitting .325 from the right side.
Oh, 2. Something I ate for breakfast. Sorry. 0-2.
All that Barney Fife stuff you were doing earlier.
The pitch. Runner goes, and VR fouls.
You know who's a huge Andy Griffith fan?
Jim Leland?
He may be Buck Showalter.
Buck Showalter. Okay. You can quote.
I think, yeah, you could say,
just about.
Remember the one where Ernest T did, you know, dot. You know, he'd be all over it.
Yeah. I'd go toe to toe with him on Andy Griffith trivia. Edwards will gather it. Did you know Andy and Barney were cousins? It was referenced in the pilot and then never mentioned
Is that
ever
right?
again. It was a punchline to a joke.
Is that how Barney got the gig?
Yes. 6-1 Cubs. Now you know. Followers on Twitter came through. Thanks, Benjamin. He's got Harry and JD singing the stretch together on good old Channel 44.
like to get that blown up and make a poster.
I want that
That's
shirt.
Cool.
Love it. Damian Magnifico makes his second Major League appearance.
Yeah, in yesterday, making his Major League debut. Struggled with his command, but he throws hard. He was 96, 97 miles per hour. Just the wear was a bit of an issue.
Ground ball in the hole, knocked down. It'll be a hit for Soler. Arcia threw it, not sure why.
Well struck, heel of the glove.
Hefty. Home run. Yeah, it was hefty.
Among the heftiest. Jason hit a rocket to right last time for an out. Doubled first time up on soft contact.
Two balls, no strikes. Fouled off. Two, 1. Fly ball to left. Elmore's got it.
Follow Cubs baseball live with the MLB.com @bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com @bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet.
Oh, and everybody's tweeting Andy Griffith trivia questions. Our buddy Lynn Bramer from XRT says, all right, what was the name of Opie's groovy rock combo?
I've got no idea.
The Sound Committee? How do you do, Mrs. Wiley? Ernest T was a pretty good character. And a lot of character actors who would appear like on multiple episodes as different people.
I was a big Floyd fan. Yeah. And of course Otis who spent his formative years in my hometown. Al Smith.
Yeah.
And Otis the Drunk.
Was a animated.
Yeah, I did a lot of voice work with Winnie the Pooh and.
Yep. The guy who played Alice's boyfriend on the Brady Bunch. He was on many episodes of Andy Griffith. Usually he was
a tough guy
shady.
from Mount Pilot. Yeah, he was going to rough up Howard Sprague. He was also Sergeant Hacker in Gomer Pyle. We were talking about that. And then later on, he was in All in the Family.
Alan Melvin. Ross is on for the third time. Here's Javier Baez.
Well, this is kind of fun here. Magnifico with that big arm, but not sure exactly where it's going. And Baez with that big swing. Sometimes not sure where that's going. But if he runs into that heater, it'll be another really loud noise here. Kind of like this one.
A lot of people watching on television had no idea where that ball was. There were rumors it landed in the lake, up in Zion. I heard reports as far as Pleasant Prairie, which I believe is in Wisconsin, but no, it actually landed about halfway up in the bleachers. On the ground, left side, picked up by BR. The inning is still alive. That's the second inning.
Good catch.
Not quite John Miller-like. Buster Posey's best friend. Here's Fowler.
Boy, a disappointing loss for the Giants today.
Yep.
Had an early lead, let it slip away, then had bases loaded, nobody on the ninth, down 2. Posey hit into a double play. They got 1 home. Crawford flew out to end the ball game. A while back there, it looked like the Giants were going to cruise to that NL West title. Now they're a game and a half behind the Dodgers.
Center, but not hit hard, and on a hop it'll be played by Jeanette. That'll send us to the 9th. Cubs 6, Brewers 1. His 15th win of the season and the series finale against the Milwaukee Brewers. Got his game face on already. Coverage starts at 12:30 with Cubs pregame live. It's presented by Fields Auto on CSN. Changes now defensively. Zobrist goes to left. Baez will play second. Travis Wood on the mound.
Travis 3-0 with a 3.02 ERA. He too has seen his ERA creep up a little bit here of late. He's allowed runs in 3 of his last 4. It's not real high leverage situations. They gave up a home run to Hernan Perez in the 9th inning yesterday. For a clean ninth. Good work by Edwards, inning in third. A hit, no runs, and a strikeout.
Oh, 1. Out of play to right. So pack their bags for a long road trip out west.
Tomorrow will end a stretch of 24 out of 32 here at Wrigley Field.
Fowler's got it. Perez lines out, 1 away.
And during that stretch, Cubs have done a lot of winning, opening up this comfortable margin. Start to play the game, you know, with what, 44 games left and counting tonight. You start to play that. Well, if the Cubs go 500, then the Cardinals or the Pirates would have to do this, that, or the other thing, and it's very daunting if you're on the wrong side of that math.
Oh, and 1 on Chris Carter. I have a feeling our stage manager, Paula Ascroba, just ran into Eddie Vedder, who's in town for the
fact
for the weekend.
Because she's hyperventilating up there. Yeah,
she is. Eddie stopped up to say hi and did a little radio. His daughter Olivia. And Pearl Jam will have 2 big sold-out shows here at Wrigley Field. Powdered into the left field corner, foul. Just missed the outside corner. 1 and 2. He got him. 2 down.
Nice work. Great depth on that breaking ball.
Jeanette fouls back.
Those were just 4 hits tonight, so 4, 6, 10, 13 hits total in the 3 games of this series so far. His effort tonight, John Lester lowers his ERA to 2.86. He's just outside the top 10 in the league coming into play tonight. It'll be his 13th win.
A strike away, 1 and 2. On the ground, Rizzo leaves his feet. 1 at the back. Cubs win. Cubs win 3 in a row. the last 2 days over the Brewers. They'll go for a 4-game sweep tomorrow.
Pretty much over with in the first inning as the Cubs ambush Jimmy Nelson. Throw a big 5 spot on him in the bottom half of the first. And the signature swing, the big long 3-run blast off the bat of Jorge Soler.
Well, Cubs have done a lot of damage against their own division, 33-16 versus the National League Central so far in 2016. Time for our toast of the game presented by Binny's Beverage Depot, the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, John Lester tonight. 4th consecutive quality start. 6 2/3 innings, just 3 hits, 1 run allowed, walked a couple, struck out 7. Powerful performance by the big lefty. Hot, steamy night. Season high 118 pitches made.
And now a season high 33 over 500 as the Cubs beat the Brewers 6-1. David Ross is with Kelly Crawl.
Well, David, 8th home run